Hi guys, this is the video for homework number 8 of Econ 02. I'm a little tired, I haven't had sleep in a while, but I'm getting through this, so hopefully you guys will find this helpful. I know it's a little late, it's a Thursday evening as I post this, and it is due on Friday, so I'm aware I may be doing it a little later than maybe needed, but I think later is better than never, you know? Anyway, let's go over this question. So this question, we're really only covering one chapter, which is chapter 19 here. So it's relatively easy, okay? So we have here, use the link, so we have the OWID data, or our world in data, from figure 5.16 and download the data. So first of all, let's go to that figure. Okay, we're just going to bring up the book here. I always have the book hidden behind all these tabs, I don't know why. 5.16 is located in 5.12. And you scroll down, you should see a graph like this, okay? Then you want to go to view a different visualization of this data, and you'll be able to get that map, but you want to go to charts. This is the data you really want to get, okay? Now what you want to do is you want to download that data. So what we're going to do is we're going to download this, and we're going to download the full CSV, okay? We're also going to save this file, because what we're going to do, you're going to need to display this in your document, just so you guys know. Also, obviously, cite our world in data for this. So, for this, we are essentially going to need to look at our income data here. So here we have multiple countries. We've got their disposable and market Gini coefficients. See, what I did here was I removed all the unnecessary information. In this case, that is the that is the country code and year and the continent. So these are unnecessary pieces of information. And then what you essentially want to do is you want to delete all the countries that don't have disposable or market Gini coefficients. So delete that, delete that. This might take a while, so let me just pause quickly. All right, I'm back. Here's the formal table. As you can see, you should have 44 separate entries up to cell 45 here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight these entries quite simply, and we're just going to get a chart out of it. So you want to go for a stacked bar chart, and you'll get something that looks like this. Now, this isn't perfect, okay? So I'll tell you guys how to properly do this. You want to go to data, okay? And you want to highlight the same table you were using. Now, what you want to do now is click on this button up here called sort. What this is going to do is it's going to sort the values. Oh, and what I want to do is, because I want it to look as close as possible to our original 5.16. So, where was it? Hold on, where is it? 5.16, there it is. I want it to look as close to this. Now, as you can see, oh, come on now. As you can see in this image, it's sort of sorted by disposable Gini. So we want to sort this by disposable Gini. So we highlight this all, we click sort, and we say sort by disposable Gini. It'll do smallest to largest automatically, and as you can see, it's done our thing for us. You may also want to change the axis. You right click on the axis and click format axis. I set the maximum of the axis at 1.2, just to make it a little nicer. And as you can see here, it's filled in all the information for you, okay? I would recommend making it smaller just so it fits on your document, but you guys do what you want. But that's how you make the graph, pretty much. And as you can see, I've got a graph quite similar there. We also want to put in the actual graph, okay? Now, we also, it says here, show how, okay, I think this is an error, by the way. Show how to use the chart visualization from OWID and the figure 5.16 chart to better convey to a non-economist how to interpret the data than is possible by just using one of them. What I think they mean is basically, why is it important that we have both of these graphs and not just one? What I said is that it's easier to parse the individual values of the Gini coefficients in the top one, and it's easier to show the relationship in the second one. That's what I did. It also suggests 3 insights from each graph. So what I got, and again, disclaimer, I'm not always right, so take it with a pinch of Salt? Why is it a pinch of salt? I never understood that phrase. Anyway, what we say about the first graph is that we can see from the stack bar graph there's a significant difference between the market and disposable Gini coefficients. We can also say that generally we can see that there's, because they have smaller disposable coefficients, we can say that there's going to be a small difference between citizens in countries on the lower end. So you see Slovak Republic, Czech Republic, stuff like that. We can say that those countries, there'll be a smaller difference between citizens. And then in higher countries like China and South Africa, there's going to be a large difference between citizens. Okay? And finally, we can say that mostly, if you look at the graph in detail, hold on, can I do full size? I can. If it would render. Okay, apparently not. Fine, we'll just look at our Excel graph. If you look here, you can see that we've got mostly Eastern and Central European countries on the lower end. So you've got Slovakia, Czech Republic, Slovenia, Iceland, Belgium, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Austria, Sweden, Poland, Netherlands, Germany, Hungary, and then breaks the trend with sort of Ireland, Switzerland, and then Canada. So it's mostly Eastern/Central European countries, which could indicate that Central European or Eastern European countries have taxation policies that benefit and make the sort of society more equal. So they have more taxation and redistribution policies than other countries might. That's what I'm getting from it. Okay. We also say, for the second one, that we can see that there's a positive correlation between market and Gini market Gini and disposable Gini. It's a bit weird to say Gini so much. We can also say that countries that have grown rapidly recently, so you can see China and India here, are actually closer to the diagonal than the countries that have already industrialized. So you can see the countries already have industrialized. Hold on, let me open this up. So you can see over here in this large bubble here, these are countries that have already industrialized, that have already gone through that stage, whereas you've got China and India on the outside here, sort of countries that are developing. They're moving downwards almost. So they're moving here. And because, I also said because there's a big clump here, we can say they're all sort of converging to this local value, this disposable Gini, market Gini sort of equilibrium. At least that's what I got out of it. Right, for the second one, you should look at the Einstein in 19.1. Let's go to that. So the Einstein for 19.1 gives you a formula for determining, essentially, hold on, where is it? Yeah, it gives you a formula for calculating the differences between incomes, okay? So here, it's given you g plus 1, 1 minus g, okay? And the question asks us to, okay, using this formula, construct a table of rich-poorer ratios for Gini coefficients ranging from 0 to 9, okay? Now, using that formula, you put in the Gini coefficients, as you can see here on the left, I've done that, and we get the rich-poor ratio on the right. Okay, I've just done this very simply. It's a simple question, shouldn't take too much. Concisely describe the difference between inequality in Denmark and South Africa to someone who has not studied economics. Okay? So, personally, I'm very well aware that I'm not entirely great at sounding relatable in any way. I think I'm quite esoteric in the way I speak, so I don't think that this is perfect, but I'll read out what I said. As both the market and disposable Gini coefficients are bigger than South Africa than for Denmark, we can say that the average citizen in South Africa experiences a greater level of income inequality overall compared to citizens in Denmark. This is likely due to the history of apartheid in South Africa, which allowed racial discrimination to continue to contribute to income inequality in a much more systemic way compared to Denmark. Sorry, lapse of memory there. This gap can also be seen in the rich-poor ratio. In Denmark, the rich-to-poor ratio is, and I've calculated it there, based on the data we have, it's 1.717391, which means that out of a large random sample, we would expect two random people to have a 71% difference in income. Compare this ratio to the one for South Africa, which is 4.26, which suggests an approximately 326% difference in income. So I used two statistics here, I used my own research, and I just tried to do it shortly. Okay, and thankfully this is all under 400 words. Okay, the Excel part I think is the hardest part of this. I think I've shown you guys how to do that. Of course, there are other Excel features in case you want that. If I want to sort it by other parts. So if I wanted it to sort by market gini, there it is. Although that isn't great, because if you want to sort by market gini, because disposable gini is already first, so you would need to select data and you would need to switch these around, and then it's sorted by market gini. Okay, but we don't really mind too much about that. Okay, so we're just going to let me change it back quickly. Switch, and then sort by disposable. Huzzah! We've done it. You could also filter values in this, but you don't really need to. To be honest, there's a quicker way of filtering out all the zeros in the original data set that I did, which is just deleting them. But I'll leave that up to you guys. All right, I think we're all done. That one's a quite quick one. It's just one question after all. And I think this is the last homework of the term. I don't know if there's homeworks in term 3. I hope there's not. Honestly, I don't know what's happening in term 3. It's exciting. But there's a lot of revision coming up, so I hope you guys do all right with revision. I don't know if I can maybe do something about that. We'll see if I can do something with revision. Yeah. Also, if anyone wants to be like a study part with me, let me know. Oh god, that's so weird to say at the end. Anyway, have a lovely time, guys. And yeah, I'll see you around. Bye.